So something within YouTube is about to happen or is already happening. I don't know, like, if this thing is already in effect or is about to become in effect, but something within YouTube is happening, and I don't usually make a video about my thoughts on YouTube because as much as I'm, using the platform to, upload videos to, I feel like I don't really talk about my thoughts about YouTube unless it's in like a skit or something. But this is just, I don't know, a bit alarming at worst because what I have on the screen is an image that I actually kind of stole from vidIQ when they came out with this YouTube update. And I mean, right off the bat, because it says unsatisfying or off-putting content, what this means is that if your content is anywhere close to this, your content will be demonetized if you're part of the YouTube Partner Program. Now, that doesn't sound like a huge issue. I mean, if you're part of the YouTube Partner Program and you're getting income from it and you get demonetized so that you don't get income from it, that is like an issue because your entire livelihood sort of depends on that. But the reason why I'm a bit concerned about this is because, like, whilst this is talking about demonetization and what content will get demonetized if content is like this, it also feels like content that is off-putting or unsatisfying is in a way dead when it comes to being on YouTube. Now, of course, it's not actually like full-on dead because the content will be available to view. I mean, if the content is like completely blocked, like it's like deleted just because of the because it's unsatisfying or off-putting, then that would be even more of an issue. Just because it's demonetizing the content that has this content in that content. That feels so weird to say. Content inside of this content. I really don't like how content is literally just referred to as content now at this point. Because you're talking about the contents of the video, and then you're talking about the content, the content itself, the video, but because it's, it's got things happening, and some of the things may not be creative or valuable or insightful, unfortunately, but it's just content. It's just, it sucks how we've stooped. Well, we haven't stooped that low, but we've stooped to a level where, like, we literally just refer to videos as just content now. And now, one thing I wanted to say is that I shouldn't really be talking about this because I'm not part of the YouTube Partner Program, and unfortunately, I am not, because like as much as I've been on like YouTube for like about 11 years at this point, and yet I'm not part of it. I mean, I used to be a part of it, but I think because of how the policy changed, I then got booted out of the program, unfortunately. But these things happen, so I'm not a part of it anymore, and it's pretty much impossible for me to be part of the program now. I mean, of course, it's not impossible because like it's viable to be able to do it if One, I grinded pretty much every single, well, I was going to say every single day, but that might actually harm it rather than actually having anything good come out of that. But in a way, grinding and making like hours of content that's enjoyable for everybody. I mean, in a way, I would say my content is enjoyable to a substantial amount of people. I wouldn't say to a lot of people, but a substantial amount of people. I would say my content is probably enjoyable in that regard. But there's a video where I sort of reacted to Epic the Musical, and I think it was about 2 hours, and I kept thinking to myself, if I'm getting this many views, because I think the most amount I got was about, well, it's 5,000 at this point, and I just kept thinking, if I got so many views and the video is like 2 hours long, surely I would get to 4,000, or maybe even, 3,000, because 4,000 is to do with monetization. 3,000, you get like super chats and you get YouTube memberships, which, would be, nice, because it's a way for, anyone to support me on YouTube. But I am still like halfway to 3,000, which is like insane to think about. But I don't want to do content, just for views and just for money. Like I want to do content that I feel I want to do and is like, fulfilling for me. I mean, sometimes it doesn't really work out, and I do sort of get burnt out in the process, but I'm trying to balance it out where, like, I'm giving what people want, even though I don't actually know what people would like to see from me. I'm trying to give people what they want, but also doing what I want also in the process. So yeah, trying to balance that out is a challenge in itself. Another reason why I'm just not so sure about this is because the fact that it says unsatisfying and off-putting, you could literally say that falls under the unsettling and horror category. And to me that says, oh, okay, so videos of like horror games or like horror videos, like art projects of horror videos are not viable for getting any income. And to be fair, art shouldn't really be made for money. I mean, but money is definitely, income is definitely a bonus, but like art shouldn't strictly be made just to get views and money. I know that people are probably gonna take a little bit of an issue with that because, well, I assume that people will take an issue with that just because people want to get an income with art. And whilst I completely understand that, because like it would be nice to get income with the art that you create, but unfortunately, because of capitalistic society, you're more likely to get income from copying a formula rather than creating something, aka art. Which, yeah, is an unfortunate reality, but until, capitalism gets re-envisioned, re-evaluated, then I hope that this all changes. I don't think it will change within the next, few years, but I hope it changes, in the next 5 or 10 years. It probably won't do, but I hope it does. Okay, so now I've got a video from TubeBuddy. I recently sort of downloaded it just in case like something happens to the video. But yeah, I've got a video from TubeBuddy, which is, it's called YouTube just made it easier to get demonetized. And let's go ahead and watch this. It's only about 3 minutes long, so it's not that long, so let's just go ahead and watch it.
It's announced a major policy update and creators are freaking out. People are saying AI content is banned, that faceless channels.
I mean, I would love for AI content to be banned, because like the amount of AI content that's out there and the amount of times I've seen people saying that, oh, this looks and feels like AI, and yet like the video itself is most likely real. And yet it's weird. I saw a video recently of a lady talking in front of the camera, and the way it sounded and presented, it looked AI generated. Even though I'm hoping it's not, but it looked AI generated. Even the voice sounded AI generated. And it's so hard to tell what is and isn't AI generated now. I think it's because, you know, corporate speak or professional speak, it sounds AI generated. I guess that's the general consensus when it comes to detecting what's AI generated and not AI generated, maybe, when it comes to like people speaking on camera. Like if it sounds professional and corporate, then it must be AI. I have no idea. But I looked at the comments of the video, and it seems like everyone was agreeing with her, even though, again, to me, it just seemed AI, but I didn't comment about it because I don't want to assume something is AI and then to find out that it's not AI. But yeah, this whole AI content is just... I wish AI content could just be obliterated from existence, because, I mean, I don't necessarily mind when things are AI assisted per se, but even that can be stretching it a little bit, because you could easily say that an AI generated video was AI assisted. You could easily say that. So people are taking AI tools, making something with it, and then exploiting it to make all AI seem dangerous and bad. I mean, to be fair, AI is a little bit dangerous because of like the environment and also to do with people thinking, but it's just bad in the sense of you don't know what is AI and what is real, and it's getting harder and harder and harder to tell now. I mean, if you slow down an AI video, I think you can probably tell with like the interpolating frames maybe that it might be a bit wonky. But when it comes to AI photos, it's getting so much harder to tell now that whenever someone says that, oh, it's AI, I'm like, okay, tell me how it's AI then. If you're such an expert, if you are so confident in how it's looking AI, please do enlighten me on why you think it looks AI. But no, of course, people will say, oh, this obviously looks AI, and if you don't think that this looks AI, then you're just clearly stupid and wrong. Of course, I don't think people mean to say that or intend to even think that. But that's what it just seems like with these people who just seem hive-minded in a way. Okay, I know that I'm speaking in a sort of conspiratorial manner, I guess, but it just seems like if you don't know that this thing looks like AI, then you're the one that's stupid, because it's so very clearly AI, and you should be able to detect that. You should be able to identify that. It just pisses me off so much when someone says to you that this thing is this thing, but they don't really explain how or why they think it's this thing. They just say, oh, it's this thing, and they expect you to understand it. That pisses me off so damn much, and I see it a lot of the time now. And I mean, as much as I love when people are against AI, like, well, generative AI content, art, and like just generalizing, just general AI content, generative AI content. I'm glad that people are against it. Just please, for the love of God, please explain why. And like, I do not even care if you need to explain it every single time. Explain why you think it is that. And maybe people will agree with you, maybe people will disagree with you. But just do that. Because if I'm going to be honest, you just saying, oh, this thing is this thing without explaining how or why you think it is that thing, you come across as someone that I either would not want to be associated with, or someone that I would not enjoy listening to or watching. I'm trying to be very polite about this. I could easily say I hate you with all of my guts, but like, hate doesn't do anything apart from, you know, creating more hate. I mean, I hate hate in general. Because we need to have mutual understanding and respect for each other, rather than just hating and attacking one another just because we have different views and different opinions, different viewpoints to the same thing. Like, what happens to different interpretations and have an interesting perspective on different interpretations? What happened to that? I mean, I will admit I have been a little bit guilty of having an impulse reaction when it comes to someone having a different perspective to mine. I am guilty of that, and I'm trying my best to be a bit more calm about my reactions. So anyway, let's continue on with this.
They're getting wiped out. That one wrong.
Oh yeah, faceless channels are getting wiped out. There's only one faceless channel that I have been subscribed to, and that is both T9 and Faf9, but mostly T9 because he's a... I was almost about to say an AI channel, but that's the furthest thing from the truth. He's not an AI channel in the slightest. He is a VTuber, virtual YouTuber, that is faceless, which is completely fair enough. And the fact that he has to be very, very wary about his content just because of how faceless it is just absolutely just worrying. And I hope nothing happens to his channel just because of the faceless nature of it.
Can delete your channel overnight. So in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what YouTube changed and the 3 things that now get channels demonetized. YouTube took its existing inauthentic content policy and reorganized it. They split the same policy into 3 clearly named categories, so creators can better see and understand the specific reasons channels get flagged. The policy itself...
You say understanding these specific reasons, but yet when people... Well, as far as I've heard, when people have questions about the policy, most of the time, YouTube's feedback is very, very lackluster and not really answering the question, or, you know, doing the exact same response. So, I mean, good luck in getting, you know, the specifics from YouTube. I mean, just because of how like massive YouTube is, like how mainstream YouTube is, it's like, I mean, it is insane how big YouTube is. But yeah, just good luck on getting any substantial, decent feedback from YouTube about like any of this.
Did not change. They just made it easier to understand. So let's talk about...
Easier to understand. Yeah, sure.
About those three buckets. Bucket 1 is generic and repetitive content. These are templated videos with almost no variation between them. Slideshows of stock images with a voiceover on top. Scrolling text videos. AI content pumped out from the same template with no original angle, no new perspective, nothing that makes one video actually different from the next.
You could argue that, I know that a lot of people might take a little bit of an issue with this, but you could argue that repetitive content can also, let's play gaming content can come under repetitive content. Now, albeit people love let's play content. I mean, I love let's play content. I love watching people play my favorite games, and it's just such a great time. But let's not deny that let's play gaming content can be interpreted as a form of repetitive content. I don't think people are able to deny that. I mean, if you can give like an explanation that can deny that, I'll be interested to see your perspective. But I feel like it's undeniable that let's play content can be interpreted or considered repetitive. Not to say that is a bad thing, but apparently according to YouTube, repetitive content, I mean, when it comes to AI content, that is 100% repetitive and, just farming out videos for views, and that can be wiped off the face of the earth. But I'm just saying that it can be argued that let's play content can fall under that as well. But yeah, once again, I'm not saying that let's play content is repetitive, just saying that it can fall under it.
If someone could watch 3 of your videos back to back and not be able to tell them apart, you're in this bucket.
Because here's the thing. When you have, like, for example, like a streamer that's playing like a horror game and they have their face cam in the corner and they upload that to YouTube, you have the horror game and you have the face cam, and if your main games that you like to record are horror games, then the content that you upload will look marginally the same. Because, I mean, if you are able to tell the difference, then I think that's all that matters. But here's the thing, I don't know if this is YouTube's system trying to tell the difference, or if it's YouTube's system that's relying on the audience to tell the difference. If it's YouTube relying on the audience, that I'm okay with. But if it's YouTube trying to detect the difference, I don't think their system would be able to, because it's trying to scan through the video and, even though scanning through your video with AI feels like scary, because it's scanning your face and the stuff that you do and even the things that you say through an AI that's picking up everything from your video. Just talking about this is just... right. Anyway.
Bucket 2 is unsatisfying or off-putting content. This is the new phrase everyone's freaking out about, and it's the one that needs the most clarity. Unsatisfying means the video promises something it never delivers.
I mean, that is your subjective interpretation of what it is, but is that actually what YouTube is intending for it to be? That's the difference. That's what subjectivity comes to. Because YouTube thinking of this term in this way is a subjective viewpoint, and TubeBuddy thinking of this term in this way is another subjective viewpoint. So, is the interpretation the same as YouTube's interpretation of off-putting, or... Oh yeah, okay, he did say off-putting. Is this the same, or is this different from what YouTube thinks? That is the question that we need to be asking. I hope we get an answer. I'm not sure if we will, but I'm hoping that we do. But because when it comes to off-putting, it immediately made me think of content that is, unsettling, making you feel uncomfortable. But if it's designed to do that, then there is nothing wrong with that. I mean, okay, arguably there are videos that are designed to do that, specifically for shock value and for money. Not a huge fan of that. Though it can be argued that there are horror videos that... I mean, if you don't understand the intention behind it, you could call that unsatisfying. But the whole idea of horror is that you don't understand the entire context, because if you do understand the context, then it's not really horrifying. So the whole idea of off-putting and unsatisfying is just so... It's both concerning and just weird at the same time. And I mean, it's why I've titled this video that way.
The title says one thing, the thumbnail teases another, and the actual video pays off neither. Or the whole video is built around a question it never answers. The viewer walks away.
I mean, not every video is going to deliver the answer, though. I mean, there's going to be videos that are unsatisfying, and like, it's called taking a risk, because this is like YouTube playing it extremely safely by saying that the only content that's either allowed on YouTube or allowed monetization is content that is safe, satisfying, and well, yeah, safe and satisfying. Just those.
Way feeling tricked, like they wasted their time. Off-putting is the other side of it. That's content built to shock or disturb people just to farm views. Realistic fake imagery of a celebrity dying, animals in stage distress, or fake rescue setups.
Those two videos that where I just showed, those are the type of content that I agree that should probably ideally not get monetization status, because if you are just creating a horrifying scenario to farm for views, not the best thing. But also, look at this blank room soup.
Gore or fear bait with no
fear bait.
Real story behind it.
You mean no explicit story? Because of course, anyone with a functioning brain and also, some imagination involved as well, anybody like that can easily look at a video like this and create a story around it. I mean, literally, people have already created stories around it. I'm not going to say what those stories are, but people have already done so. And you're saying that this is a video that doesn't have, like, any meaningful story behind, like, that is just... Once again, what you mean to say is no explicit story, no story being spoon-fed to you, that's what you mean.
Stuff that makes a viewer feel gross for having watched it.
But once again, horror is meant to do that, and there's a point to it. And the way that it's saying there's no story to it, it's like saying there's no point to it, even though there is quite clearly a point to it. And it drives me up the wall when there are people saying stuff like this. I mean, I'm sure that their intention is not to sound this way, but my goodness me.
The core problem is that these videos are designed to manipulate your emotions just to get a click.
And here's the thing. I mean, to get a click, I mean, that's literally what YouTube videos are meant to do. They're designed to manipulate your emotions to get that's literally kind of what a clickbait is. I mean, clickbait is to, manipulate you into clicking into the video. That's literally the whole point of it. And the whole point of these videos is that the thumbnails themselves, well, I mean, especially the bottom two, let's ignore the top two, but the bottom two, the right and the left one literally has something that's like intriguing. It's literally baiting you into clicking on it because like you're interested in what this whole scenario is. That's the whole fucking point. But no, you're saying that, oh, because it's manipulating your emotions to make you click. That's the whole fucking point. And that's apparently bad now. Oh my god.
without giving you anything in return.
You say without giving anything in return. That is extremely subjective and biased because, I mean, you may not get anything in return. Well, it depends on what you mean by getting. What do you mean by getting nothing or anything in return? What do you mean by that? Like, I mean, okay, maybe you're not getting views in return, but maybe you're getting like a feeling in return. Those horror videos give you an unsettling feeling. You actually feel unsettled. You feel weirded out. You're getting a feeling in return. You're getting something in return. If we're talking about AI content, AI slop, yeah, okay, you're not really getting anything in return because you just went through something that is just, it's manufactured to try and get a feeling out of you, but it's failing because it's not made by a human, and humans understand how to get a feeling out of you. So, anyway.
Real bucket 3 is AI personas giving advice on sensitive topics. An AI doctor giving medical advice, an AI financial advisor telling people what to invest in,
hate this.
and an AI lawyer explaining.
The fact that they look so real is just absolutely disturbing to me, and I hate every single thing about it. See, this is what I want purged off of YouTube. I want this purged. Like, just get the shit away from me.
Someone's rights. All of these sound authoritative, but none of these personas have real credentials, real expertise, or real accountability. They're simulations of professionals.
I suppose, hang on a minute, if you go back a bit, I suppose the way that it's shot, you can tell it's AI generated because, I mean, but then again, if you're announcing like a product or you're announcing something big, then you would make it look this sort of presentable piece. Because I've even seen a similar-ish video from Hideo Kojima, who sort of announced something during a games convention or Summer Games Fest. I can't remember which one, but I remember Hideo Kojima presenting similarly to this, and obviously that video of Hideo Kojima was real. But this, I don't know.
And when a real person trusts that advice on something serious, they could make a decision that genuinely harms them or the.
I'm gonna blur this because I actually hate the screen.
Around them.
Like, why would you even show that? That disgusted me. I know that it was semi-obfuscated, but not enough for me to understand what was happening. Oh my god. Oh, I hated that.
Those are the 3 buckets. But let me be clear, using AI tools for things like scripts, voices, or stock footage is fine on its own.
Using AI for scripts. Using AI for voices. Using AI for stock. Okay, stock, I'm indifferent of, kind of ish, but voices and scripts, no. Write your own scripts. I don't care if the scripts are bad. Write your own scripts. And I mean, voices, as long as it's not Gen AI 11 Labs voices, if it's either your voice or it's text-to-speech, because trust me, text-to-speech is not Gen AI, it's, I mean, yes, it is AI, but it's kind of using your browser to generate. So technically, yes, it is Gen AI, but it's not generating from like a data center. It's just generating based off of like the browser and like from the server of their website. So text to speech is completely fine. AI voices completely fine. I even use text to speech myself because I love text to speech, and text to speech has been around for absolutely ages. So nothing wrong with text to speech voices, but 11 Labs voices and any other Gen AI voices that sound realistic, no. Use your own voice. Or use text to speech, because even text to speech isn't even realistic voice. And because you can obviously tell it's AI, it's kind of better. Because one thing I hate is a voice that you can't even tell if it's AI or not. I hate that. So, anyway.
The issue arises only when these are combined without human oversight or when they violate one of these buckets. If any of this is still unclear for your specific situation, drop it in the comments.
Okay, so it seems like that's the end of that video. So, yeah, I just wanted to make a video about this, talking about my thoughts about the situation with YouTube, and it just feels like, I mean, albeit YouTube is definitely trying their best to make it a bit more feasible to understand the policy of like how to navigate the YouTube system, what is and isn't allowed on there. But it just seems more and more like they're putting up these sort of guardrails for like a bit more control over your content, rather than just, I don't know, giving you feedback about what was wrong with the content. But this whole thing is trying to battle AI content. I know that. It's just, it can be some real content can be comparable to AI content, and I know that nobody wants to hear this, but like, look at it from a logistical data analysis point of view. There is some content that can be comparable to AI content, which is, I guess, why when it comes to real content made by real people, they get hit with the inauthentic content policy and, you know, being demonetized, or content being taken down, or maybe even channel being taken down because of the inauthentic content, because of how it can be interpreted as similar to AI content. I'm not saying that it is like similar because it's human made, but it can be interpreted that way, because you got to think of how the AI thinks. I mean, albeit I'm not an expert on how AI thinks, but I can try to understand from the AI perspective of how it scans and detects videos, because like, it can't detect, at least not properly, it can't detect like human emotion. Well, at least it can be faulty in that regard, and it doesn't always get things correctly. Then again, I'm probably just talking out my ass. So I'm just gonna end off the video because I've talked about everything that I just wanted to talk about. So thank you for watching, everybody. I hope that this was informative in some way, and I will see you guys all next time. Peace out, everybody.